Before her first child arrived, Erika carried a quiet anticipation. Pregnancy brought with it both the fragility and wonder of new life. She often spoke of the miracle of creation, of how a child is knit together with purpose long before birth. For her, this season was marked by prayerful waiting, a time to prepare her heart as much as her home. She journaled, she read, she prayed over the little one she had not yet met, believing motherhood began long before the first cry. Those first weeks after birth were a blur of soft blankets, midnight feedings, and the overwhelming tenderness of holding a child so small. Erika discovered a patience she hadn't known before, and a depth of love that stretched her beyond herself. Her world grew quieter, yet more alive than ever. Even in exhaustion, she often said these were holy days, the kind where life felt most fragile and most beautiful. Motherhood soon became a swirl of scattered toys, spilled juice, and sudden giggles. Erika discovered that the noise of little feet running through the house was not a distraction but a symphony. She learned to laugh at the messes, to let joy outweigh the chaos, and to see beauty not in perfection but in the ordinary details of life lived together.
Bless you. Oh my gosh, did you just say bless you?
Yes.
Gigi?
You don't do that.
You just said bless you? Oh my gosh. Thank you.
As her children began to grow, Erika learned that motherhood was equal parts discipline and delight. The laughter of discovery, the first steps, the first words, filled her home with joy. But with that joy came the challenge of guiding strong wills and endless curiosity. Erika approached it as a teacher and a nurturer, balancing boundaries with grace. She saw each day as planting seeds of character, trusting that small lessons today would grow into lifelong values. With children growing more independent, Erika embraced the new rhythm of school drop-offs, homework, and after-school conversations. She cherished the chance to be a steady presence, always ready with encouragement after a hard day or celebration after a success. This season taught her the art of listening, really listening, to the little voices that were becoming more complex, more thoughtful, and more aware of the world around them. Through it all, Erika worked alongside Charlie to ensure their marriage remained the foundation of the family. They shared a vision that their love would be the model their children carried into their own futures. Late-night conversations, shared prayers, and intentional time together reminded Erika that motherhood did not replace her role as a wife, it deepened it. By nurturing their partnership, she was also nurturing the home their children depended on. For Erika, motherhood was not just about raising children but shaping the future. She often said that legacy is not only found in public achievements but in the values passed from parent to child. Each bedtime story, each prayer whispered over her kids, each moment of patience in the chaos of daily life. These were the threads of a greater tapestry. And in them, Erika found her greatest calling fulfilled. When Erika first held her child, time seemed to pause. The years of preparation, the lessons she had spoken to other women about family and purpose, suddenly became tangible in her arms. Those early days were filled with the quiet rhythm of feedings and lullabies, yet she treasured them as sacred ground. Every sleepless night felt like a prayer in action, every smile a reminder that love, in its purest form, was worth every sacrifice. Life beside Charlie meant Erika was never too far from the swirl of public life, events, interviews, and the endless demands of leadership. Yet, she made it her mission to anchor their family in stability. She learned to weave together two worlds, standing in the spotlight when needed, then returning home to the gentle, grounding routines of motherhood. In doing so, she showed that influence does not diminish when a woman devotes herself to her children. Rather, it grows in ways unseen by cameras or crowds. For Erika, parenting was not just practical but profoundly spiritual. She saw herself as a steward of the little lives entrusted to her, and she believed every moment, from storytime to discipline, was a chance to plant seeds of character and faith. Her prayers often lingered over her children's future, that they might grow strong not only in knowledge but in virtue. To her, raising a family was not separate from her calling, it was the very heart of it. Erika poured herself into creating a home that felt like a sanctuary. She believed the walls of a house could tell stories if filled with warmth, laughter, and grace. Whether it was through shared meals, holiday traditions, or simply the rhythm of everyday life, she worked to make home the place where her children felt most safe and most loved. In those ordinary moments, she found extraordinary joy. Rather than long lectures, Erika knew her children would learn most from what they saw. So, she taught them kindness by showing kindness, faith by practicing faith, and resilience by meeting challenges with grace. Her motherhood was less about speeches and more about modeling a life her children could trust, and eventually, imitate. There were days when Erika's dreams and ambitions had to pause. She set aside opportunities, postponed plans, and rearranged her life for the sake of her children. Yet she never saw these sacrifices as losses. To her, they were exchanges, trading lesser things for something infinitely greater: the flourishing of the lives she had been entrusted to raise. Nothing struck Erika more deeply than realizing how quickly children change. The baby she once cradled was soon racing ahead. The toddler she guided was soon asking big questions. Each stage passed too fast, yet left her with new wonders to cherish. Motherhood taught her the art of letting go little by little, while still holding on with love. For Erika, motherhood was never separate from her faith. It was the embodiment of it. She often spoke about the eternal significance of raising a child, of shaping not just a life but a soul. In her world, nurturing her children was not a retreat from influence but an extension of her calling, the most personal ministry she could ever take on. She viewed the home not as a place of retreat from the world's noise, but as a training ground for love, resilience, and faith, the very values she and Charlie wanted to pass on to their children. In becoming a mother, Erika did not step away from leadership. Instead, she redefined it. The stories she once shared on stages and in interviews found new roots in bedtime tales, kitchen conversations, and the patient lessons of guiding little hearts. And through it all, she discovered that the legacy she and her husband were building together was not only in movements or institutions. It was right there, in the sacred work of raising a family. As her kids began to spread their wings, pursuing friendships, passions, and dreams, Erika learned the delicate art of standing back while staying close. She resisted the urge to control, instead choosing to be a safe place to return to. She often reminded herself that roots and wings must grow together. Deep roots of faith and love, and strong wings of confidence and courage. Looking back, Erika understood that her greatest work was not in speeches given, events hosted, or projects built. It was in the unseen work of motherhood. The lessons taught at the dinner table, the forgiveness offered after mistakes, the countless moments of presence and care. These became the true legacy she passed on. Her children were her living testimony, her most enduring mark on the world. Motherhood, she realized, was never about perfection. It was about presence. It was about showing up, again and again, in moments both ordinary and extraordinary. And as she looked at the family she and Charlie had built, Erika understood that her greatest calling had always been here, woven into the lives of the people she loved most.
You're not just my son. You're a seed in the battlefield. You're a soldier in the making, a defender of beauty, a man being made in the mold of the carpenter. I do not raise you to be liked. I raise you to be holy.